My man, review in session from first day back live, Wednesday, 6/7. S&P 500 ETF. The SPY still in long-term uptrend, making higher highs, higher lows. Recent trend action was going sideways in the range, so we broke out, holding higher near the all-time highs. So we are in a bull market. So we've obviously already covered a lot email and seeing your video, but thought it was important that you saw like exactly where I entered. So without further ado, so this will take just a few seconds. So I entered at 42. Here, I was trying to limit into 49, so I was trying to do the right thing, but I, did not execute well on what I was trying to do, and I ended up limiting, like, in a poor spot. So, I was just like, okay, I'm gonna wait for a pullback, and then I ended up getting in like somewhere around right here, and then so anyway, let me get away from it. So the big picture in Pandora was that we were in a recent downtrend, making lower highs, lower lows. Was there really a daily chart setup? No, we're coming off the wide range day, breaking near 52-week lows. So not really a daily chart setup, just kind of like a Covel trade that works. So at the point where I took the trade, I'd kind of seen like the opening range low got touched again later in the day, so we're below the price. So, we're at a Covel here, and then we break that low, so we're below the opening range low. So hitting all of the characteristics of like what a type of trade that I would be taking without really a daily chart setup. So that's really what's missing. But we haven't gone too far too fast. We haven't reached the wide range ATR yet. But yeah, I mean, I had to hang out for a while. I think I ended up covering like somewhere in here. So, like made like $50 in the trade. So just, yeah, like I wanted to kind of offer, in here, and I ended up having an execution error on my end. So it was my fault, no one else's. But, hopefully I can clean that up with being more familiar with the platform. And then talk about Tesla. So Tesla, big picture is long-term uptrend, making higher highs, higher lows. Is there a daily setup? No, we're coming off a wide range day, and as you mentioned, the weakness in the background. So where did I go long Tesla? I know that's what you're wondering. So I mean, technically, this is the orange line was the prior. There was the opening range high, and this yellow line being the all-time high. So we broke out, and some volume came in, and so I bought market kind of like right in here, 159. Like, so I was trying to on this bar right there, kind of where the yellow line is. So I was saying this is like a flag or prior resistance becomes support, like kind of both of those. I mean, this window went from 10:48 to it's about 5 minutes, which is not very long. Maybe the better window was like in home. So poor trade in Tesla. I'm not arguing that, dude. I'm not arguing it whatsoever. So let's break down home. So home's consumer cyclical sector, IPO'd less than a year ago. So now we're not really trending, but recently in an uptrend. We're going sideways near the all-time highs. We talked about just like lots of compression for like a month. If we get above the all-time high, then there's nothing but clear skies above here. So the setup is sideways, just underneath the all-time high. Trigger is breaking that level. Intraday, this was the spot, man. I was sitting here looking at this right here. It's like watching this happen. Like right here is where I saw it. So I, scrolling through all the shit, really nothing happening. Come over here. Home's number 3 on the volume buzz. Higher high, higher low, higher higher low. And I'm coming here and I'm just like, I should buy this. I should buy this. I'm like, oh, there's like, 600 shares being traded, like 3,000 shares, like nothing. And I'm just like, all I'm worried about is I'm gonna buy here and then get slipped and boom, just like immediately, I'm gonna be out like my $100 and my first trade is gonna be a loser. Like these are all the things that are going through my mind, and I know because I wrote them down. And but this is like prior resistance on the daily chart, like an obvious level becomes support, and also a bull flag, and it's just like all the stars are aligned for this trade right here. I mean, this is, as you mentioned, super A plus, and then you're holding this to the end of the day, bringing trend trade. And so, instead of making instead of making $900 on my first day, I made $30. So that's the difference between being the Craven and being Sean the Slayer, and that's what separates the studs from the duds. So you made a lot of good points. It takes one of these a week to really make my nut, and obviously, if we're patient, just kind of wait on the best, absolutely the best trades, and these are out there. Maybe not to this magnitude every day, but A+ trades are out there almost every day. You got to hunt for them. But the three things I'm going to focus on today, if I see qualified setup, especially like A+ qualified setup, it just with a trigger setup, trigger entry, and it meets all my criteria, then I've got to take that trade, no matter how much apprehension I might feel or whatever. That's number one. Number two was that I'm going to only focus on taking A+ setups and then not chase on any sort of time frames, being number three. Not chasing on the daily time frame, not chasing intraday. You're really focusing on those consolidation areas, in stocks that have been trending kind of recently. So, I'm happy I didn't have a losing day my first day, but I see how close I was to just fucking, really starting off with a home run, man. And as you said, like it's good that I did the other bullshit, because that in the long run, like staying away from the Teslas, staying away from the Pandoras, and realizing this is what I need to focus on is gonna make me more money in the long run. It's gonna keep me more mentally strong in the future. So I'm happy everything went down yesterday. Of course, I really wish I would have made $1,000, but I think it was a better lesson. And so, what can you learn from how you traded the prior day is the question. So anyway, just like I said, A+ setups. Just be patient, make sure I meet all my rules, and if I see a qualified setup, I'm just going to pull the trigger, risking appropriately. So, all right. Anyway, man, I'm gonna head to the gym later.